Alright, so here I am on mines in my AMX ELC biz, and I'm actually here right now just to take some screenshots because I had put together some videos over the last couple of days of other battles in this tank, but I wanted to get a good screenshot to be able to use as a thumbnail for the video. So you'll actually see I start out this match, all I'm really doing is photography in front of the lighthouse and whatnot. But as the game develops, it kind of gets serious, and I actually really start to apply myself. Now, I'll admit I wasn't going to just mess around taking pictures the whole time, but that was my initial focus. So I think now I'm going back to try and get another shot. I want to get the dust just right. Then I actually mess up. Alright, so now it's time to get serious here. I don't recommend what I do right here. It worked, but I really lucked out. That Cromwell could have very easily gotten a piece of me. So I decided to retreat back a little bit and try and make my shots a little bit farther off. Again, even though this tank is a light tank, its lack of a full traversing turret, you can't play it quite like the other light tanks. And I am by no means an expert in light tanks, but the success I've seen other people have with this tank, and it seems to be the same for myself, it works really well to do passive scouting, but then there are times, once you know where the enemy team is, there's times to engage, but you need to do it from a distance. Then there's that aim time. Check out that aim time. You just have to accept the fact that a lot of good shots will be gone by the time you get the chance to pull the trigger. This is great here. I just hide in the bush. The Cromwell never even notices me. That 11-second reload time is a little frustrating too. But if we didn't have it, this tank would just be ridiculously OP. Here, I'm still learning how to drive this tank and to not have it snap the gun around on me, and it messed up my aim circle. You really have to learn, if you're using the default keys, the left mouse button. I'm sorry, the right mouse button, and holding the barrel lock on. Toggling that can be a bit tricky. I think 4Tankers has some really good recommendations of how to deal with that, how you bind your keys. So I was hoping to be able to get a shot on the Cheeto from here, and I can't, so I decided to go down the bank, and this was a botched engagement. I would do this differently if I were to do it again. He could have completely vaporized me here. And I lost my chance. At this point, I think my game is done. I figure by the time I get into position, maybe I'll get a shot on the T-28, maybe on the T-71. Then all of a sudden, that Jagdpanther pops up, and I see an opportunity. Now the question is, after he makes that last shot, does he turn or not? And you will notice he does not start turning very soon. So now I can just get in here. Now I mess up here, and I don't get the shot off at the right time. It would have been very cool if I had. That would have been clutch. But I do some good moves here. Little power slide. think at this point he had just given up. But I was getting a little nervous about the artillery there. I'm going to get that power slide and shoot thing figured out. So now I load up a APCR round, figuring I'm gonna have to do some work on that prototype, and I don't want to risk a bounce. That becomes very important. That decision plays out well here in a moment. Now, I don't know if he has me lit, but I suspect he did. That was luck there. That shot could have easily just dunked right into the dirt. So I'll admit, I thought that we had won right now, and then I realized that, wait, no, the T-71 is still in existence. So against some of my better judgment, I would go after the T-71. This tank is not good for chasing down lights. You can chase them, you can catch them, but then what do you do with them? They have a turret, they can shoot you, you can't really shoot back. So I don't know how many hit points he has. I'm hoping I can one-shot him. And I probably should have loaded HE. I do not profess to be an expert in this tank. This is probably my 12th game in it. I'm hoping to aspire to be better at it. But I get the shot. That just wasn't enough. He has a... I'm not sure if that was the auto... Yeah, that is the auto loader. Yeah, so there was no hope. But now the team will cap. We'll win. And that'll be it. I believe I type right here, that, kids, is why you don't chase down light tanks with your ELC. It's just not a good idea. So next, let's jump and take a look at the post-game stats. Oh, that's not the post-game stats. That is my other monitor. All right. So post-game stats, mastery, but not really any other awards. Got defender. I did a really nice cap reset, so that was pretty awesome. Looking at team scores, came in at 1,085. So I believe that's by the skin of my teeth. I made ace tanker. I hope to get a lot better at this tank, but a lot of damage, and I believe a lot of that damage was done to some of the top tier tanks, which helped out a lot. As long as I'm going through them, nothing too spectacular here. And you'll notice not a whole lot of assistance damage. In some matches I find with this tank I get a chance to do that. Other ones, the majority of them in my limited 12 match experience, a lot of them I'm directly doing the damage and just trying to preserve myself. So anyway, hope you enjoyed watching that. I do find the other video I posted of the ELC is far more entertaining, just some of the various antics, and it does build. It's not real exciting at the beginning, but it gets going. So anyway, again, this is School Bus. Thank you for watching.